now. It's all on you now. And just give me some reaction now. Just wanna you. Girl, I like the way you move. Really wanna get with you. Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show and prove.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Rubbing Minds right here on Channels Television, and we're in the final segment of the show. Thanks again to Dr. Seyi Taylor, and hopefully you do have a better idea of how to deal with Ebola in terms of information and getting the right information to the people. Now, the segment we're about to enter is one I personally enjoy. This is a no-holds-barred sort of segment, and in the studio is a one-of-a-kind VJ. She goes by the name Moet Abebe. She is extremely talented, very beautiful, and at the same time very controversial. We're going to be touching on some of the areas, and she has pleaded for me to take it easy on her, which I will not. How are you doing, Moet?
Hi, Oscar. Nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
I must say, I always take this time to take a look at my guest, the female guest. Fingernails are, what's that? What, as in, they look like weapons.
It's so funny, like most people always attack me because my nails are always quite long.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's feminine to have long nails.
How many handshakes have you had today?
Not so many with this Ebola.
Your hand sanitizer there?
Yes, I carry it everywhere.
Okay, now, for those who do not know, just a quick background as to who you are, and for those who do know, we need to let them know you a bit better.
Okay.
So, who is Moet Abebe?
Wow, I don't really like this question.
Yeah, I know, it sounds cliche. When I'm asked myself, I'm like, Google me up or something. I'm more interested in the aspects most people do not know, like family, siblings, how it all started. Is this all you wanted to do? So let's start with that.
Well, okay, Moet Abebe is an only child from her mother.
Okay.
I am from the very famous Abebe family. My father is John Abebe. I went to school in England, went to University of Manchester, studied law, got a 2-1. Kind of got a little bit bored, you know.
Yeah, you know, getting 2-1s is not really exciting.
I got a little bit bored and decided, hey, you know, I've always had this thing for entertainment. I've always wanted to be in showbiz. It's always, in a sense, kind of appealed to me.
Okay.
So I felt, why not do it in Nigeria where, you know, I feel, not necessarily saying that the competition isn't so much, but there's no place like home, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously it's quite, I would say it's quite hard to be a big star in England when you're not even from England, do you know what I mean?
You have a point there.
Why you can just come to Nigeria, you know, you're at home and you can do what you love. And in a sense, as I said, I've always loved being in showbiz. I've always loved the idea of being in showbiz, and I just kind of fell into it.
Now, was it so easy coming back home and just looking at the entertainment industry, the showbiz industry, like, you know what, I'm the next best thing after sliced bread? Last week we had Yvonne Vixen in here, also a VJ, red carpet as well, and some other stuff she's done. How many years have you been doing this, and how has coming back home impacted on your career?
Okay, I've been doing it so far, well, in October it'll be 3 years that I've been working with Souncity. Well, my first year was more, I did NYC because my parents were like, you have to do NYC, you have to do NYC. So I did it.
NYC is not so popular now, especially if you're posted to the north. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, I was posted to Lagos, thank God. So yeah, I decided to, you know, kind of serve where I would want to work. And so I did that for a year, and then now it's just going to be 2 years extra, so that makes it 3 years that I've been working with the station. Moving back, definitely, as I said earlier, there's no place like home, and I feel I wouldn't have been able to reach where I would, you know, where I am if I was in England or if I was in America, if I was anywhere else. That's just my own personal take. So I do agree with the fact that coming back home definitely leaves a really, really great impact on people's careers.
Now, you've been doing this for 3 years now, being on TV, the industry in Nigeria, very competitive, if I might say, especially for female VJs.
Yes, it is.
How has it been for you in terms of you standing out? Now, I want to focus on your positives before I move on to the negatives. But how has it been for you? How have you been able to differentiate yourself?
I think I am a very I'm someone who's not really moved much by, you know, the negatives in a sense. I'm someone who focuses on always trying to be better.
Okay.
So I'm very quick to accept that, okay, I did something wrong, or I shouldn't have worn that, or I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I should, you know, come across better. So I'm always willing to learn, and I think that's one thing that if you know me really well, I'm always willing to change myself to be better. So I think that would definitely be something that stands out for me.
Would you say you are the type of person who would go out of her way to look for trouble, if I can use that word? And when I say look for trouble, I mean controversy sells.
That's true.
Some might say there's nothing like bad news. News is news. It gets you out there. Now, without delving too much into this, your bikini shots, the sex tape, and some other things that have trailed your career. Do you think all these things have overshadowed the talent that you have, or it has helped propel you to be a better person?
I think, in a sense, it has helped propel me in a better person because, number one, I don't see anything wrong in wearing bikinis. I don't understand why that was such a big deal.
This is Nigeria. Everything is a big deal.
Everyone's wearing bikinis now. Come on.
I think it's where you wear the bikinis. You will realize that this is Nigeria. You were in Manchester, you were abroad, you were there for a while. You don't think that you should, will I say, adapt to the culture, the sensibility of everything that happens here in Nigeria? When
you say I should adapt to the culture, you mean I shouldn't wear bikinis?
No. I'm not talking just bikini. You can go around naked, you know, it could help. But I'm just saying that, do you throw caution to the wind completely when you do some things now that you're in Nigeria, now that you're in front of a television, now that you have young ones looking up to you, your role model, what you do or do not do affects that child, that young VJ wannabe out there. I'm just throwing this out there so that people understand why you do what you do. Now, the issue of the sex tape, let me just touch on that briefly. What was the genesis of that and what went wrong?
I have absolutely no idea. Like, I'm actually tired of answering this question.
I know.
But I have absolutely no idea where it came from. I guess people were just looking for something to say about me, and hey, I'm not trying to say that I'm some sort of sex symbol in a sense, but
why not? Why can't you say that?
I don't look at myself as a sex symbol, but it seems as if if I put up a picture in a bikini, it gets everywhere. Meanwhile, if I put up a picture of me dressed appropriately, it doesn't seem to get anywhere. I don't really understand why.
Is it a Miley Cyrus kind of syndrome when she was a goody two shoes? You know, nobody really threw attention to her as Hannah Montana.
I'm not saying that no one is throwing me attention, even if I dress appropriately. It's just that I get so much more attention if I'm dressed in a bikini or if I'm wearing some really short skirt or something that exposes a little bit of cleavage. But at the same time, I don't see necessarily the big deal in what I have done or in what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel, okay, I'm going to go swim, I'm wearing a bikini. I don't understand why that was a big deal.
Let me move on to the issue of privacy, if I can use that word. We're in a social media world. There's the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, etc., etc. I was watching a movie yesterday called Disconnect, which basically highlighted 3 different stories of people who are online, the issue of false identity, identity theft, and the power of the social media. Now, when you, and this is not just about the bikini, I'm just talking about you generally, when you do certain things, do you feel that it might rub off negatively on your brand once it gets out there? And I don't want you to focus on the sex tape or the bikini. I'm just talking, what is your mantra? What is that one thing that you want to be consistently, irrespective of where you go? What's that one philosophy that you stick to?
Work hard and let people see you for your work. That's it. I consider myself being a good VJ. I'm good at my job. I don't think anyone can complain necessarily. Do you know what I mean? So I feel that these are just the extra things. This is part of my personality. Everyone's different. We've got Derele with his wigs and his makeup and whatnot, and his high shoes. We've got someone else. Everyone's different, and this is me, and I'm always going to be me. So I just feel the world just has to accept that.
Okay. Have you had people walk up to you, say things that you'd be like, if I had a gun, I would use it right now? Have you had those moments?
No one's necessarily really walked up to me, but you know, Instagram and the blogs and whatnot. I tend not to really read comments on blogs, but obviously on my Instagram page, I will, because it's my Instagram page.
Yeah.
I get the notifications. So, you know, a couple of comments, especially when people talk about my family or whatnot, that kind of gets to me. But I don't think things are that serious that I'll pick up a gun and shoot someone.
Okay. Well, thank